Good morning, Charlie. I hate myself. Hello, welcome back to the attic with me, Lou. Thank you for watching the last few episodes. If you haven't watched them, I've got makeup on my hand. This is just not ideal. God, burn it. If I look really tired, it's because last night I had a spider attack. Even in isolation, there's always a threat of some description. Today, we're going to be talking... I don't even know where to start with this, if I'm totally honest. I'm going to be talking about the Charlie's Angels play that I was supposed to put on in my living room. I feel like to establish this, I'm going to have to take you back to my love of Drew Barrymore. Okay, so the first film that I remember seeing Drew Barrymore, we're not on first name terms. The first film I remember seeing her in was The Wedding Singer, and I'd definitely seen her in E.T. prior to that, but like I was a kid and I didn't know who the kids were. Why would I know who the hell Drew Barrymore was? My mum, as I mentioned in another episode, worked in a video shop, so we'd rent a lot of films, and my mum brought home The Wedding Singer, and I just thought it was one of the most charming films I'd ever watched. I was really obsessed with 80s fashion and music at the time as well, so it ticked so many boxes. And I was just entranced by this woman, this beautiful, talented, wonderful woman, that I just went on an absolute spree, and I would watch anything and everything that I could at the time that I knew she was in. I've got Never Been Kissed, VHS, we've got Ever After. If anyone hasn't seen that, it's so good. It's so ruddy good, let me tell you. And this, my friends, this 900, this is original video shop rental film material. I used to rent this particular copy so much from the video shop that it reached a point where I'd said to Brian, who was the manager, I was like, when you condense down to just one copy and you upgrade, please let me buy this. Like, please let me buy this. This has my name on it. I need this. You have no idea how much I love it. And the fact that I rented it pretty much every week, I think he kind of got the hint. And then I came home from school one day and this was sat on the table. I was like, Mum, is this what I think it is? I didn't even have to pay for it. Bro Brian gave it to me on the house because he knew I loved it that much. Look how cool that is. Yeah, it's even got the sticker in here that tells you what the address of the video shop was, but I'm not going to show you that because you might find me. I don't have the VHS of The Wedding Singer. I did upgrade that. I have a DVD of that. And I know everyone's always like, Blu-ray's the way forward. Sometimes I like living in the past, as you can tell. Okay, so yes, the Drew Barrymore obsession started with The Wedding Singer. I don't know. There was something about her that I've felt I could relate to in a lot of the roles I was seeing her in, just because there's like this kind of slight goofiness to her. I think that's why I really warmed to her, because I could see a bit more of myself, I suppose, in her than I could say in some other actresses. So I've got a folder here. And this is kind of the Charlie's Angels folder. It's kind of got everything to do with Charlie's Angels or stuff that I collected at the time to do with Drew Barrymore. To anyone who met me in later life and thought that I was cool, if the last two videos didn't suggest otherwise, then this one certainly will. Here's a cutout of Drew Barrymore. Here's my drawing of that picture. Can I try and get the two together? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's quite impressive, hence the lamination. I brought this into school because I was so proud of my work, and my teacher was so impressed that they said I could have it laminated, so I got it laminated. So now I have a laminated drawing that I did of Drew Barrymore. Here's a picture of Drew that I cut out. Here they are. I used to collect magazines because I used to collect pictures. In case you didn't guess, I was friggin' psychotic. At one point my wall was just smothered in pictures and posters from Charlie's Angels and anything generally related to the films. But I wrote to Now magazine. I don't even know if they're still going, but Then magazine. I wrote to Now because they had a section where they would tell people celebrity addresses so that you could send fan mail there. So I wrote to Now magazine. They got back to me with an address. So I wrote to her a couple of times, and I know I sent her a few drawings. I know I did, which is in itself quite creepy. Okay, here's a letter that I wrote to her that I never sent. There we go, written in blue gel pen. Dear Drew Barrymore, I am your greatest fan. I think you can really act. Since you starred in E.T., everyone has loved you. Charlie's Angels, you're Dylan. Never Been Kissed, you're Josie. Ever After, you're Daniel. And my favourite, Wedding Singer, you're Julia. I've seen you in others like Everyone Says I Love You and E.T. I know you're in Scream, but I can't see it because I'm too young. I'm English, I'm 10, and I think you and Tom are really great together. Flossie is really cute. I saw a picture of her in a magazine called New Woman. When Tom played Chad in Charlie's Angels, he just made me laugh so much. You are the best actress in the whole wide world. I have 3 posters of you and 8 pictures of you. I have a dog called Obi after Star Wars. He is a black Labrador. He sadly has fits when he gets too excited. Lots of love, Louisa Harris. My dog had epilepsy. Why I felt the need to tell Drew Barrymore this, why I thought that that was important information to tell my favourite actress. I just thought we were going to be mates. I thought like this was going to be a pen pal situation. So basically I just listed all the characters she's played in all the films that I've seen. And I talk about her pets and her then fiance? Boyfriend? Either way, just being a kiss ass more than anything. I didn't send that off, obviously. That's one that I kept. Possibly because I hadn't heard back from the previous ones, so I kind of gave up. But there was one that I sent off, and I think I had asked for a signed picture in it. And I didn't get anything. And then eventually in the post I got a signed picture of David Boreanaz. And I didn't write to David Boreanaz. I hadn't even seen Buffy at that point. The only thing I can think of is that they've got the same 2 initials. If not, maybe David was trying to reach out to me and I was like, sorry dude, I'm here for Drew. If you think that this reeks a little bit of Stan by Eminem, you're not wrong. It was the late 90s that I got into Drew. You can imagine my excitement when they announced that there was a film of Charlie's Angels coming out in the year 2000. The year 2000 wasn't just good because of the millennium. It was really good because of Charlie's Angels. I'm just going to throw it out there. So we've got some postcards. Wham, 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 boom. These are actually really cool. Boom, boom. There's some little cardboard thingies. Do you think anyone can physically do that? Wham! It's quite high. Still got it. So I still do have a couple of the posters. I think I got one from the second film as well, but I do have like an original poster from the first film, which is really cool. But it's under the wardrobe where the spider is residing right now, and I don't know if he's alive or dead, and I kind of don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to anger him or her. If it's a lady, she's probably started laying eggs already. I've probably got a swarm of baby spiders waiting for me, protecting the Charlie's Angels poster with every tiny leg that they have, and I'll have to pry it from their tiny, tiny little legs. I'm going to be really sad if that's what's happened. I was so obsessed with that film to the point where I felt like I knew it word for word. I very much didn't. I started writing out the script so that I could kind of read it in my free time. Okay, here's the original copy. I'd done a little... These are all the characters. And I had to write out who was going to play who. Because yes, I decided that I was going to put on a play. Mainly so that I could be Drew Barrymore. There she is. There's Drew. There she is. So this was the first copy of the script. As you can see, it's kind of... some of it's on notepad paper, and then we upgraded to bigger notepad paper. It's all handwritten. My handwriting is terrible. I spelt Dylan wrong, which is quite the faux pas, because considering she was my favourite character, and I was playing her. Here's another draft of the script, typed it up. Here's another draft. It's all written like it's a play because it was a play. This wasn't a screenplay, this was a play. It was going to be performed by myself, my 2 best friends, and my brother. So I was playing Dylan, obviously. My friend Jess was playing Alex, and my friend Charlotte was playing Natalie, and then my brother was playing like every other single person. We scrapped a lot of the romantic scenes. There was no kissing, because that would be wildly inappropriate. But me and my bro, we choreographed some of the fight scenes, like the creepy Thin Man fight scene in the alleyway. We choreographed that using only a footrest, the sofa, and our physical agility. It was really good. And bless him for doing that, because this film wasn't his bag. You know, he just was doing this out of love for me, and to help me get my dream on its feet. But I will say that he would, on the record, say that he thought Eric Knox was a really cool baddie because he thinks Sam Rockwell's awesome. Don't we all? Here's some drawings of some of the scenes. So we've got... This is scene 1 after the plane. That's LL Cool J, aka Drew Barrymore. That's the Chad. That's Natalie dancing in the club in her dream. That's Alex and Joey Tribbiani. Chinese fighting muffin in the office. That's them at the massage parlour with Tim Curry. That's them getting drive-through. That's them at a party with Bill Murray. That's as far as I got with those. I didn't get very far with that. That was a lot of effort just to break down scenes. I think the reason that I drew all these pictures and wrote down the script was so that, because we didn't have digital media the way that we have things now. So if I was obsessed with a film, I couldn't just like stream clips of it on YouTube willy-nilly, at will, at request. I had to create things. I had to write scripts down so that I could read over them because they wouldn't be online. And I had to draw pictures of scenes from the film so that I could replay it in my head because I wouldn't be able to replay it. You know, Google Images wasn't a huge thing for me at that point either. It soon became such a big part of my life. Here's another drawing. Oh my gosh. Here's another drawing. 3 beautiful women and I've made them look like trolls. Here's them getting burgers. Again. I really liked this scene, apparently. This is my attempt at drawing a car. Wait. What is that? Oh my gosh. They look like they're doing Lord of the Dance, Irish jigs. I'd broken down the scenes so that we backstage could have an idea of what was coming up next. And I even worked out when to have a couple of intervals because you've got to have some intervals if it's a play, right? I feel like it's because we needed some epic costume changes. And I'd mapped out all the costumes. Here was costumes. I kept drawing that one same picture because I had this. Oh my gosh, sorry Nat. Look, her head is... This is from the... Come on, Nat. This is from the video shop. 21st of May. Get some action. Love you, Drew. So I mapped out some of the costumes. So we've got... Gosh, I went into quite a lot of detail. LL Cool J, Dylan. Here we go. There's her in her knickers having a little dance. Sometimes I dance, no. Here they are at the racetracks. Scene 10. Here they are at Red Star. I hope that's what it's called. So Lucy Liu. We've got the others dressed. This is her little onesie. Her body has shrunk quite considerably. It must be quite tight, that jumpsuit. I can't even spell Pete. Alex looks like Chewbacca here. Look at Bosley. Oh my god, look at Bosley in this picture. I've even written down the colour of their lips and the colour of their sunglasses because I wanted true authenticity, even though, as I mentioned, I was only doing it in the living room. So here's a steering wheel from when they're at the racetracks and an Aerosmith song plays. Can you imagine the joy for me? Aerosmith was my favourite band at that time. Can you imagine how excited I was by the fact that there was a song on the soundtrack by Aerosmith? Track number 7. For the film starring Drew Barrymore. This is how they drive in films, isn't it? And they're always like talking to the other person for ages. What did I tell you about that thing? I've got an envelope here that's got moustaches. This was the LL Cool J, as it's officially known. So this is just wool that I've stuck onto the back of double-sided sticky tape. So we've got like a beard that's supposed to be assembled somehow, I think. I've got like some patches here. Where's the good one? There's a really good one somewhere. This one. If I did makeup on YouTube, this would be the point where I'd be like, I'm just gonna pop on my moustache off screen and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final look, guys. It's double-sided sticky tape, but it's quite old, so it might have lost all stick. I'm gonna try it on. Come on, you fucking pieces. Really stuck down, guys. He won't stay on. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. There's a beard. There's some sideburns. It was supposed to be like a constructed beard. I would try and stick it. Oh, they stuck! Look, mutton chops. Oh my gosh, look. Can I get this to stick on my face? I'm trying so hard to keep this on my face right now. There you go. Imagine. Just imagine. Yeah. You get the idea. I kind of want to keep these on, actually. I was so convinced that we were going to put on this show that I've got VIP passes. Where are we? This is a VIP pass. It's a backstage pass. Backstage would have been my parents' dining room, which is pretty much connected to the living room where it was being performed. I think it's just that they got to interact with the actors afterwards. And by actors, I mean me and my friends. A little cardboard ticket. So the sad truth is, we never did the play. The play never happened. It just died a death. But you know, it was fun while it lasted. I think all my friends at the time knew about it. I told everyone. I don't know how many people I expected to fit in my living room. It's not a big living room. It's a dinky little one. And we used one of the sofas as a performance space anyway. I don't know where I expected people to sit. But yeah, my two best friends at the time, Jess and Charlotte, were in it. Hope you're both well. Still see Jess regularly. Not so much these days, obviously, because of a certain virus that's going around. She is a big part of my life. Still to this day. I was bridesmaid at her wedding. I went on holiday with her family recently, so you know, yeah, I was still pretty tight. It's still pretty tight. Love you. If that's the future I wanted with Drew, if I'm honest. Like, love you, Jess. Love you to pieces, but you know, it could have been Drew. Knowing me, knowing Drew. Drew and me, Drew and I. It had to be Drew. My mate Billy came up with that. That's really funny. I love a pun. There's a ladybird literally trapped under the blind up there. I will let you out, I promise. Just let me finish this. I've got a fucking menagerie up here, let me tell you. The animals, they're breeding. I wish I had a dog though. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's watched so far. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far. I don't even know what this is. It's kind of just a blog at this point. But the fact that people are engaging in it and are interested, or if it brings a smile to anyone's face, that's what I want more than anything. So keep smiling, keep shining. No, sorry. There's some bin men outside. It's all systems go today. And yet, everyone's going nowhere. It's Easter this weekend. I don't know when this is going to come out. I'm filming it on Good Friday. So if Easter has been and gone, I hope you had a nice one. I will probably watch the Easter parade. Judy Garland, Fred Astaire, Ann Miller, who is just stunning in that film. Her outfits, oh, and her tap dancing. Seriously, do yourself a favour, watch that film. It's a hoot. Have a lovely one. Eat some chocolate if you've got it. If you don't, just chill, dude, just chill. I know it's what most people have been doing if they've not been working, and it all feels a little bit like a blur of work and leisure at the moment, but seriously, just try and not think about anything and just take the time to actually enjoy yourself. Like, actually enjoy yourself and not feel guilty if you're not doing what you think you should be doing or anything like that. Sorry, that just got quite deep, didn't it? Happy Easter, Drew Barrymore. Thank you for your time.